Amanda Lenher, and I did the May cover for 2015.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the May issue Behind the Nail Pros. I'm Stephanie Lavery. I'm so happy to have you here, Amanda. It's been a long time coming, and I'm so thrilled that you were able to join us to do the nails for the cover. They were super springy and so beautiful. You did a beautiful job.
Thank you.
So let's talk about how you began. You prepped the model's nails, and then what did you do?
I applied forms and then shaped them kind of, I guess you would say it's kind of an extended almond shape. Applied clear gel to all the nails and then removed the forms and filed and shaped to the exact shape that I wanted.
When you're sculpting with gel, do you have any tips for creating this shape so you're not doing so much filing at the end?
I really think it's about product control and really using the lines on your forms to get the shape that you're looking for. I didn't want to do so narrow pointy like a stiletto. I wanted it to be more fatter like an almond, so kind of following the lines that were on my forms for the stiletto shape, but kind of gearing it and not using too much to set the first layer so the product's not shifting side to side.
You added a little bit of length to the nails today from the original mock-up, and I think that it really was nice for her hands because it really elongated her fingers, and then you had a little bit more area to play with when you came up with the design.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I originally wanted to do it a little bit shorter, more natural, but then after sitting down with her and looking at the length of her nails plus the length of her fingers, that a longer shape might do a little bit better and still look very natural on her, and they did.
So after you filed, what was next?
I applied a gel polish, but before I cured the gel polish, I took a detail brush and went in and cut out negative space in each of the nails, and each one of the nails has a different shape of negative space that was carved out, and then cured the nails.
Gel makes it really easy to play with negative space.
Yes, it does, because you can play with it as long as you can before you cure it in the lamp. So you have, if you make a mistake, you can go back and correct it before it's cured. And then if you cure it and then you need to go over top of it, it's not going to take it off. So I also then, after 2-coat to the gel polish, I mixed up pigment powders that I had that were in pastel colors to coordinate with the nail colors, and mixed a little bit of iridescent glitter into them and dusted each one of the nails in their coordinating colors, so then that negative space had a slight tint of yellow, pink, blue, green, and purple.
When working with pigment powders, what kind of tips do you have for people who aren't really familiar with using them?
A little bit goes a long way. You don't want to overuse it because it can clump up. When you're tapping your brush in the inhibition layer, different gel polishes have heavier inhibition layers, so you want to not use so much pigment powder because then it'll get clumpy. So you kind of want to dust it and not press, so it gets a light coating over it.
What kind of brush do you recommend using?
I use a fatter like paint like square brush. That way I can get in to the crevices around the cuticle and everything evenly. And I can also brush out evenly as well. You don't want to use too big of a brush.
It's a fun technique because it really changed the color of the pastel gel polish when you added the pigment powders to it for your set today.
Oh yeah, it did. I didn't notice it until I was finishing the nails, and I was like, oh, these aren't the same color because it was like that much of a difference, but not too much of a difference.
They're still pastels, but they had an intensity and a brightness to them, which I think is actually super on trend for color this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
So after you added the pigment powders, what came next?
I outlined all the negative space with a black gel polish and cured it. And then I wanted to do kind of like an embossing technique. So I use coordinating foil colors for each of the nails. So the yellow had gold, the pink had pink, blue had blue, and so forth down the set of the different shapes that kind of like outline and really define that negative space.
Embossing is a really fun kind of on-trend technique that's really popping up right now. What kind of tips can you offer to readers if they're going to do this in the salon?
You want to have a really good gel polish. You want to try to test the technique with different gel polishes because that inhibition layer that is too much, the foil won't stick to it as evenly as you would want it to. So it's kind of a playing around, figuring out which one works the best for you.
And then came my favorite part, was adding all the wonderful rhinestones and pearls.
Yes, that was my favorite part of the nails because I love bling and I love crystals. And I wanted to design the nails, but I didn't want them to be all pink on the pink nail and all yellow on the yellow nail. So I used different shades for each nail. The pink nails have pearls, and those are the only ones that had the pearls on them, but I had some opal colored blue stones, so it kind of coordinated with the pearls. And use different shapes because I didn't want to use all round stones. So I used rivolis, I had some squares, I had some waves in there. So there's a lot of different texture on each of the nails, and the designs are different. It kind of looked like rock candy to me on her nails. And then with the negative space, I really think it played apart because you could really see in the photographs some of the negative space coming through where it's not green right underneath there and taking away from the stones.
I have to say that this is one of my favorite set of nails. I think that you really adopted a lot of sort of on-trend styles, negative space, embossing, pastels, different kinds of 3D embellishments, and put them all together on a nail in a way that I have not seen. And I think that they were remarkable. I'm so thrilled with the way it turned out. I think the cover is beautiful.
Thank you. I was very honored to be here, and it was an honor for it to be able to do it and be able to put all of those elements together. And I just needed that little push that you gave me, and that's what I came up with.
Well, it was all you. So thank you so much for the wonderful job. I'm so happy you were here today.
Thank you for having me, and I can't wait to come back again.